Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina, and today I'm just going to do my little, what month is it? April? April TBR. I actually haven't done a TBR in months, like a filming one. I'm usually not good at sticking to reading my TBRs because I'm a really massive mood reader. So I'm in a mood for these things now, but I might not be in the mood for them tomorrow. But that's okay. So I think I'll have a better shot this month because a lot of the books, half of these in my stack here, are actually from the library. So either I get to them or I don't. But that should help motivate me to actually want to read them. And then the rest of them are my own. And I like picking from my physical TBR, not including any digital stuff or anything like that. So let's just get into what I got here. And might I add that these are not just books, there's comics and manga in this stack too. So, and that is Kuma 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 Bear novel 5. I'm actually in reading novel 4 right now. This is a light novel. These I'm actually reading on the subway. And so far, if you're into games, you might be interested in this, like video games, because like the main character, she's OP, but she's only OP while she's in the costume. And OP as in like physical, so all magical things she has to like gain on her own. But that's pretty much the gist of it. This is a really long series. I'm not sure if it's even ended yet, but regardless, I want to read novel 5 this month. Next, my stack is Shroud by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And this is relatively new. It came out last year. And it's sci-fi and it's thick, as his books tend to be. And it's supposed to be more like closer to it's very spacey, like sci-fi. And I'm really intrigued. I don't know if there's aliens involved. Actually, there probably is because they're saying dominant species. So there might be aliens involved in this. And I'm like really intrigued. Usually I don't go into books quite blind. Like I read the blurb on the back typically, but I don't look up reviews or anything like that. So in a sense, I'm going into this blind. This is also like a library book, so something I need to get to kind of quickly. Well, it's not that bad. The font size is pretty good. It's pretty big. So this might not be too bad. Anyways, so I want to read this. And then next up is Matt Dinniman's book, Operation Bounce House. So this is the author that wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl. And this is also another like video game themed book. And I'm really curious because I love Dungeon Crawler Carl. It was like 4.75 for me, but I rounded it up to 5 stars. I'm wondering how this will be because as far as I know, this is not a series. This is a standalone. So I'm really curious. Now, this one I am kind of going into blind a little bit. Like, all I really know about it is that it's video game based, but not to the extent of like Dungeon Crawler Carl. So we shall see. This also is very new. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this checked out, but alas, I plan to get to it hopefully this month. And then I want to read R.F. Krong's Catabases or Catabases. And this one I think more people know about. Let me do what I've been doing. And I'm pretty sure it's like the main character. She is a PhD student at Cambridge and she's studying magic. So this is like fantasy. Um, and her professor, the person in like leading her project, is dies. He dies, and she's trying to bring him back from the underworld. And she's not going alone. She has like someone else going with her. So I'm wondering. I feel like it's going to be very plot heavy with a side like a dash of romance in here. And I don't typically read a lot of things with romance in it, at least not in like books. I do read it in comics and stuff, but in books, I tend to not really read it as much. So I'm wondering how this will go, but I don't know. It's just, it sounded really good. So that's why I went ahead and checked it out. Um, my gosh, all the books that I picked were kind of thick, but that's why my book list is kind of short because I picked some like really thick books. And realistically, I might, it's either I'll read less than that or I'll read more than that. So we'll just have to see. Like I'm balancing graduate school right now, and I'm getting close to finals. So we'll see how that turns out. And then I have comics and manga. So for comics, I got Poison Ivy, A Death in Marshview. This is volume 6, I think. Yeah, volume 6 is written by G. Rilla Wilson. One of the artists is Marcio Takara. I think there's other artists too. Yeah, there's a couple other artists, but the storyline is by G. Rilla Wilson, and I really like her work. I can't really go into details about this because I am on volume 6, which is like issues 30 something, 31 to 37. And honestly, like, it's pretty good. So far, I give it a solid 4-star series for me. So if you want to know, I can tell you it does go into her backstory, Poison Ivy's backstory. So if you're curious about Poison Ivy at all, then this might be a good series for you. And then I got Harley Quinn Wild at Heart. This is a compact comic, little my brain book, and I'm pretty sure this is like a two-parter. Like there is one main series and then another one that has Power Girl in it. This I am going into completely blind. Like a lot of times I don't really read any of the blurbs of comics. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, if it's a new series, I might, but a lot of times I'll go off of vibes and off of the art. And then I might read like if it's Wonder Woman, I'll probably pick it up. If it's Harley Quinn, I'll probably pick it up. Like I won't necessarily read what it's about. Versus like if it's an entire new series with new characters, not even in a DC or Marvel or like any main series companies or anything like that, then I will actually read a little bit of it. But anyways, that's besides the point. Harley Quinn, Wild at Heart. I think Amanda Connor is one of the writers, or is the writer. Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. And then there's a lot of artists. Looks like Jim Lee might be one of them. Interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of artists in here. So I'm curious about how this is going to turn out. Probably good. Probably good. And then we have the manga. So I want to read Street Fighter 6, the manga. So this is actually the prequel to the video game Street Fighter 6. So another video game theme kind of thing. Clearly on the front, if you don't know, this is Ken Masters. He's like one of the main characters of Street Fighter. So I'm assuming we might be following him. Should be very interesting. All I know about it is that it's a prequel and it's related to Street Fighter 6 and it has Street Fighter characters in it. And that's enough for me. I'm not expecting it to be 5 stars, to be honest. I'm expecting it to maybe be 4 stars, and surprisingly, it may be 4.5. We shall see how this actually turns out. But yeah, I want to read this. It's the prequel and it's the manga version of it. So we shall see. And then there's Cammy on the back. Isn't that cool? They're like aged up. So if you're thinking of how they're traditionally look, um, in most of the games, minus Street Fighter 6, then you might be like, who that? Who is that? But it makes sense when you look at Street Fighter 6 and the story of that. You're like, oh, okay. That's why these characters look like this. They look aged up for a reason. And last but not least is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Eternal Edition. This is by Naoko Takeuchi. And Eternal Edition, essentially, like, it's back to the 90s version. So it's essentially the 90s version, the original manga series. So not like the Pretty Guardian Sailor Moons that came out in the 2000s. I don't remember what years exactly, but not that. Not the box sets that I got. You can't really tell because it blends in with the wall. But there's like box set 1 and box set 2 is over there. It's not the later versions. This is like the original Sailor Moon. And you can tell by the art. Trying not to hit the cat. You see there? You can tell by the art style. And I'm so excited. I own this for possibly a year now, and I've yet to get to it, but I'm determined I'm going to get to it this month. So that's the plan. We'll see what I actually get to and what I don't get to. We shall see, because honestly, I'm curious too on what I'm going to get to and what I'm not. I'm in the middle of a couple of things. Like, I'm in the middle of Cleopatra by Sarah El Arifa, I want to say. And then it's like the newest Cleopatra historical fiction. And then I'm also in the middle of Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And then Kuma 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 Bear novel 4. This is 5. So I'm in like the middle of a few things, but I'm not in the middle of any comics. So I'm going to be reading that. And I'm also saying reading like the single issues, not just like the collected volumes. I'm not including that in my TBR because I have like 40 something right now to read, and I get at least 1 to 2 every week. So I have a lot to catch up on when it comes to that. But I will get to it though. Like, I'm slowly chipping away at it. But yeah. So this is my TBR for the month of April. And I'm a little ambitious because of how I'm a okay. I'm a little ambitious because these books are kind of thick, but we shall see. Like, realistically, I could read it, but it just depends with schoolwork and my actual job as well. My full time job, my schoolwork, and I'm doing an internship, so it's kind of like a little hectic with my reading. So, but that will all be over soon. So I'm excited to tackle these, and y'all will come along with me on some of these. So, with that being said, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you'll find something you want to read. Maybe you're reading some of these. Let me know. Like, you can tell me if they're good or not, or in your opinion, anyways. Or that doesn't mean it's going to dissuade me, but I'm curious on what some of y'all think about what I have mentioned. Also, you can say, like, you can give me recommendations based off of what I just suggested that I plan on reading, because this gives you a little insight into my own personal taste. So, either way, you can leave recommendations. You can say, oh, that book was like a 2 star for me, that kind of thing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, bye.